Musica.
Covent Garden Opera House sings for one of its greatest stars. Dame Kiri Kanawa celebrates her 70th birthday, and it's her first performance here for 17 years.
Happy birthday to you.
I've always wanted to do it here, and I was very lucky that Covent Garden were able to give me this opportunity. So I'm really, really thrilled.
The New Zealand-born soprano had her international breakthrough here, singing the role of Countess Almaviva in Mozart's The Marriage of Figaro in 1971. On tonight's programme, Gaetano Donizetti's comic opera, The Daughter of the Regiment. By a strange coincidence, when she was studying at the London Opera Centre more than 40 years ago, this was the very first opera she saw when she was invited to watch it from Covent Garden's Royal Box.
Covent Garden at that time was very special. It was special for me because it was like, you know, I'd reached heaven and I'm sort of waiting sort of to be kicked out and get down to work to get back up here again. But it was a very special time way back in 1967.
The cast was legendary.
Well, it was Luciano Pavarotti and Joan Sutherland. Especially Joan Sutherland was one of my great, I idolised her. And it was an amazing, I didn't know anything about The Daughter of the Regiment, Fille de Regiment, and I thought, gosh, that tenor singing lots of high notes, and I thought very impressive.
Today, Juan Diego Flores is following in the footsteps of Pavarotti. The Peruvian tenor called the Italian maestro just before his first appearance as Tonio at Covent Garden.
Actually, I was on the wings. I was there before my scene, and I said to him, "Maestro, you know, I'm going to sing this role. The last one who sang it was you. Just tell me some words." You're going to be fine," because he called me champion. Campione, campione. "You're going to be fine, campione, don't worry."
In Laurent Pelli's production, Kiri Kanawa appears as the frightful La Duchesse de Krakentop, normally a non-singing part. But for this special occasion, she performs an arietta, a small aria, by Puccini.
She's always angry because things aren't working her way, and she thinks she's above everybody else. She's certainly grander than anybody else, and everyone else is beneath her. So she's one of those horrible people that you never really want to meet at any time.
Besides her career on stage, Kiri Kanawa has put her heart and soul into supporting young talent.
So now this is what I'm trying to tell you, so you know what the look is, but the more space we can make, the more sound.
I've had an amazing career. I'd like them to have the same. The world of opera is different today. The study is harder. When we're mentoring and we're funding these young people, the reward is their success. And that's all I want is success for the young people. They sent me over, they gave me up as a very young girl, age 21 when I left New Zealand, and they loved me so much, they gave me up to this world, and I basically never really went, I mean, I've been back to New Zealand dozens and dozens of times, but I never really went back to live and to enjoy my parents. So, you know, my parents died in New Zealand, and I was never there, so that was a sadness, really. And of course, you know, the thing is, I always remember my parents. My mother said, no, you know, she always loved forget-me-not flowers. And I thought, you know, I'll never forget her because of the drive and determination she had for me. I think the opera's charming, for a start. The music is wonderful. The production is very precise, of course. And the comedy is lovely. People do love comedies. And it's also, it's short. It's not a long evening. So I think that's quite important for a lot of people, especially people who aren't used to opera. But in general, it's a lovely production. It's very charming. He's done some very lovely things, and you can have a nice little giggle and a laugh about it. Well, I always think that there's got to be other interests. Otherwise, once the music and the fantasy of the world, this world, finishes, you can't go and, fantasize somewhere else. You have to have reality. So that's why I have so many other things. I've always loved the outdoor life. I mean, cities are not great for me. I love outdoor.